Welcome back, everyone. This is W.F.S, your doctor, and I want to talk to you today about Six Flags attendance tanks as ticket prices soar, but big investors back CEO. My friends, how many of you have season passes to any of the Six Flags parks? I do, and I have to say, up until a year ago, it was pretty much crowded in a lot of the places, with the exception of the pandemic, of course, but that's the exception to the rule. But this year, the parks have been getting emptier, nowhere near as many people. Sometimes it takes you just 15 minutes to get to a big famous roller coaster. And now it looks like they may have got carried away with themselves. I know that recently, actually not recently, a couple of months back, Six Flags Great Adventures, the manager of those parks, was talking about how much they were excited about removing the food passes, the unlimited food purchases from the annual passes, because they were just bleeding money there. And then they just decided taking this away, this perk away, adding more expenses to the park until people just started running away in droves. It got ridiculous. I don't know about you, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to renew my passes for next year. Six Flags said customers are fleeing in droves nationwide as the theme park giant hikes ticket prices, but its stock surged after a major shareholder signaled it was backing the company's controversial new boss. The Arlington, Texas-based chain revealed Thursday that attendance tumbled 33% to 8 million in the quarter, October 2nd compared to the year ago, which dragged down revenue by 21% to 500 million, while net income was down 26%, 10 excuse me 116 million from the 157 million. The attendance trend in September was significantly down from July and August, Chief Financial Advisor Gary Mix said on the call. That was largely because of a sharp increase in price, management admitted, instead of weaning park goers off of the discounts. The company's CEO, Salim Balicio, forgive me, I can't pronounce the name, who took the helm a year ago, aggressively raised prices this year and introduced a barrage of new confusing season passes. Well, I got a good deal, honestly, on the season passes this year because, as I said, I'm a season pass holder, and because of the virus, I was able to get a very good deal. But when you walk back into the park and you go for the things that are just economical, like you buy the soda cups where you can get them for $34, now they went up to $40, and it still works out because when you are charging someone $8, $9 for a cup of soda, and then this you can constantly refill it, that makes a big time saver and a lot of money savings right there too. I think we got it wrong at first. Basio conceded on Thursday. A segment of his guests experienced sticker shock, and we permanently lost a segment of our guests who came on free or heavily discounted tickets. We have heard from guests that our price structure is complex and confusing. Well, going back to the season passes, I can tell you that my family, we really did enjoy the idea of every once in a while being able to take a family member, a guest, or the kids would take someone they knew who couldn't afford to go without us. We could give a free pass to them and they'd be more than welcome. But this year, when the season passes were introduced, they removed all those perks. So it kind of makes it harder for a lot of people. The company was forced to reverse course, at least temporarily, offering dirt cheap season passes that fall for as far as low as $40 to the customer who renews their membership. Nevertheless, Six Flags shares were up by more than 15% to about $22 on Thursday after the company announced the activity investor H. Pattons increased his stake in the company to 20% from 15. Look, company is going to, the investors are going to invest in this because they think the company, Six Flags, is doing good. But the average person just, especially now that we're coming into a recession, is just having a hard time paying for these things. It's coming to a point now where you have to evaluate whether you can afford to take your kids to the park, Six Flags, I mean, or just the bare essentials. It's getting ridiculous out there, everybody. In fact, going away from Six Flags for a moment, there was an article out talking about how Disney and how the customers are not enjoying the ticket prices, the hikes, the constant removal of the perks at their parks. In fact, the article that I read today goes on to say that Disney cannot continuously rely on just the parks and raising those prices to keep Disney functioning. They're going to have to do something. The parks, the ticket prices are just getting way out of control, even at places like Disney. Disney used to be a place where everyone could go to enjoy themselves. Not anymore. They're making that into a luxury place for the wealthy while the rest of us get kicked to the curb. Management blamed high gas prices and other inflationary pressures for the steep decline in attendance. Inflationary pressures, excuse me, not inflammatory, for the steep decline in attendance. Bazio said that the inflationary environment created a unique opportunity to raise our price, but dodged a question from analysts who asked for more details about the inflationary environment. Basically, they're being called to the floor on this. You know, and we've said it for months in the news. Inflation is going up, costs are going up, and you decide to raise your prices, take the perks away, you're not attracting people to your park, you're making them run away from it. Everyone, we've always been told by our government that everybody must make a sacrifice. Well, you know what? Six Flags, Disney, Universal, although I do understand Universal is more friendly. If you want the people to come back, you need to start thinking about them. Not just about your bottom line, but what brings them to the park as well. What do all of you think about all this? Do you think Six Flags went a little crazy? Do you think Disney has gone crazy? On a personal note, Six Flags, it really would be appreciated if you guys could actually keep your um, Justice League Battle for Metropolis ride actually running an entire season without it breaking down half the time. In fact, this year was definitely interesting because it used to be a 3D ride with the goggles, and suddenly I went there and the goggles weren't there anymore. They said, oh, because of the COVID virus, we're removing the goggles. But for half the season, they never turned off the 3D graphics on the ride. So you'd be riding through and everything would be a complete blur because they never fixed that issue. Again, Six Flags. That is the only real grief that I have with you. That and the fact that you hardly ever keep Judge Roy open. Okay, my friends, I'm going to go. I would like to thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, please click the subscribe button. I also would love to hear your comments about this. I'm W.F.S, your doctor. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.